The next thing, once you have your auditioners, whether it's not a lot or, you have a good turnout for your audition, don't settle for the average J. And I know that you might have a friend that, you really, really want them to be in the project with you, but they might not be up to par for what you're looking for. And if you don't mind, vocal quality, that's fine. If you're expecting to have a project with people of, high vocal quality, you want to make sure you, study everything about all the auditioners and learn how their voices are. You don't want to just settle for someone who's just decent or someone who's just bad, because you're not going to be satisfied with the turnout when it comes to singing and singles and things like that. You really don't want to settle just for less. And a lot of problems I see with auditions nowadays, people, and it's usually the younger people, sorry for throwing it out there, usually the younger people who get a little antsy about their auditions, and they sometimes will end their audition early and just accept the first 10 people who have joined. And then when you hear their first debut, it's like, ugh, okay. And you really don't know what to say about it because it's just bad. I don't know what else to say. You want to, at least scout for the best. And the next point is to make sure you organize your groups. It doesn't matter if your group is just one single, you're singing one group, one Morning Musume group, or if you're a person that wants your group just to sing Barry's Kobo, or if you have all the Hello Project groups, AKB48, blah, 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 it doesn't matter. Make sure you keep everything orderly and organized, because you don't want your members to get confused, because then they won't know what to do when they visit forums. When you finally have your forum set up, make sure you have a list of guidelines, and my advice, find some way to get them to read the guidelines. They can't do anything else until they read the guidelines, such as what I do on my project at the moment. My members will register, but they won't be official members until they've read the guidelines, and I can actually see who reads the guidelines. And once they've read it and I see that, then they can be official members. So something like that can, help them make sure they read the guidelines. Building a bond with your members. I don't think I can stress this enough. At first I didn't think this was important, but when I joined Cherries, we were all just, we bond and click together so much. We were all really great friends. To this day, I'm great friends with many of the members, on a personal level. We know each other's names, we talk to each other all the time, and we're just really close. And Hana Project, I love using them as an example, and I might do that a lot here. Hana Project, a big part of their audition is actually making sure you can get along with everyone else, making sure you're just a cool person. They're not going to accept you. I mean, you can be like the Mariah Carey of fan dubbing. They will not accept you if you are raunchy to any of the other members. You have to click well with all the other members before you get accepted, and I really admire that. And I think more groups should start doing that, because it's important to get to know the people that you're going to be dubbing with, because even though you don't see each other, don't know each other, you're interacting with each other in some way. So I just think that's extremely important, and I thank Hana Project for emphasizing that and making that known with all their auditions. It's a real big deal to get to know your partners. Now these next few points are going to get into just the technical things, such as deadlines. You shouldn't make your deadlines too long or too short, because we gotta face it, we have really flaky dubbers out there, and some people won't turn in their lines, some people just forget. It's if you have a deadline that's too short, some people might not be able to make that deadline. If you have one that's too long, then they'll probably forget about the project as a whole. I think what's best to do is to give at least a week and a half leeway. That way, well, I guess a week and a half to 2 weeks. That way the person will have at least 2 weekends to complete a dub, because we know we have people in school, people who work, and the weekends are usually the free days, so that should help. As for the member, sorry, For the leader, you just want to make sure that you're stern but not too strict, because you don't want to piss anyone off. I was in a group a long time ago, and the leader was just so, like, I don't know, I can't even explain the upstrosity. That's even the word I need to be using. I can't even explain I can't even explain the explanation. But it just upset me how rude the leader was a lot of the times. And, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. She was pretty young, and she's leading a bunch of other people who are probably years and years older than her. And I just kind of got offended a lot of times at the way she would boss us around. And I mean, you want to have fun. At the same time, you want to show a little respect to all your other members. But at the same time, you want to make sure everyone's in line. So there's very thin lines between each. And your job is just to make sure you find them and stick to it. And last but not least, just make sure you don't take everything so serious. There are some groups that are just like, they're scaring the members out of their pants because, they have these extreme strict deadlines. If you don't make this deadline, we drop you from the group. Or if you don't do this or that, then we'll suspend you, or we'll blah, blah. In the name of the moon, I shall punish you type deal. Just relax. It's supposed to be fun. This is a hobby. This is something that we're all just supposed to do to get out of life, the real world, for a second. Just don't take it so serious. Just enjoy it. But yeah, so those are my points from my experience. Now, you don't have to take this and say, oh, this is what Nichan told me to do, so I must do it. You can do things the way you feel is right. This is just me saying this from my personal experiences and from what I learned. This is what I use. I'm not saying anybody else out there has to use them, but if you want to, feel very free to do so, because that's why I'm doing this. But this has been Nichan, aka Yankee, and I am signing off. So I hope you all enjoyed this show. See you in the next episode. Bye!